Well, I guess the first question is really a pretty basic question. What's the purpose and function of a board of directors?
Well, typically, the concept of a board was developed originally so that the shareholders, the ownership of the company, had some consolidated interface to management. That management had some place to report to that represented the bulk of the shareholders. And as soon as you get past 2 or 3 people, then it becomes more sensible to elect representatives, just like in the government, to represent those shareholders. So that was the original, when the shareholder count got too big, then they started developing a structure where the shareholders would elect, particularly in companies that were became publicly traded in the early days. I don't even know if there existed not official fiduciary boards prior to that, but then it became a requirement to have some shareholder representation. Would you? Yeah, and it doesn't really apply to your organization, but now the regulatory authorities are always looking for ways to give the shareholder, to protect the shareholder. So that's where they're called. There's 2 kinds of boards: advisory and fiduciary, which we'll get into in a little bit. But the fiduciary part of it is that that the boards have a fiduciary responsibility. The individuals on the boards have a fiduciary responsibility to represent the best interests of the shareholders. That's their ultimate responsibility.